This song is less about a romantic love and more about the barriers to love that trauma builds. Phenomenal verse though from Ren. I'm not gonna have recency bias and say that's the best thing he's rapped in a while, but hey, it's the best thing he's rapped in a while. They both seem like solid dudes. And listen, the independent grind is up right now, and we got to push these dudes. And you know what? They're helping us out too, man. They're letting us get full monetization. They doing us a favor. Welcome back to another episode of Goat-Worthy Reactions, where we mainly like to focus on the goats on this channel. And today, Token is going to be making his actual introduction to the channel. Now, I've done some other Token reactions on live with the people, but I have yet to post any tokens. So this is gonna be the first token that I'm posting to the channel. I'm posting this like tomorrow. But yeah, shout out to Token. This is featuring Ren, our boy Ren, the unicorn, of course. The song is called What Does Your Love Look Like? I am live with the chat right now, so y'all getting a raw live reaction right now. I don't really got time to sit and dissect and stuff like that, so I'm gonna do my best to do so. But let's get into it, man. We're not gonna play the record, and when I mean play, I mean like we're not gonna dismiss it. We're not gonna act like it ain't important. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna take our time with it. We're here for 3 hours. Just lock in.
I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
This is what I heard.
What does your love look like?
This is a snippet I heard on Instagram. That starts really abrupt. Let me run it back one more time.
I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? 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 As much as I do wanna love you, I feel like we're speaking two different languages. Your house had a gate and mine had instigated, so that's the environment we were savoring. You thought it was
like
crazy
that.
how long that it took me to tell you I love you, like that was the weirdest. I only heard dad say I love you with mom in the room when he went back to singing his lyrics. So how could you blame me, cause you always choose to. You wanna know where I be at all the time, but that's not what I'm used to. Not what I'm used to. You knew where your dad was at work or he's home when he's taking the load up. I didn't know where until 1:24 the day I got that phone call. And I let the phone drop. I'm trying to be my best to be a gentleman. I'm trying to learn. I never had the chance. I still look to my manager, but he gon' teach me how to be a rapper before a good man. I grew up afraid to find a letter on mama's dresser telling us goodbye. I'm used to it all, so you don't gotta hold back and cry. But I gotta tell you why I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be.
Hey.
You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
Hey, listen, man. That boy Token. See, this is the side of Token I don't know. I don't know this side of Token. I know hi J. Cole, hi Lil Wayne. I know Token going off just trying to start some rap beats with somebody, and it seems like everybody's scared. He sounds like he could be a potentially good industry rap. I don't know about battle rapping like in the arena like URL, but he sounds like somebody you don't really want a problem with when it comes to this like industry beef. You know how people just start industry beef, just to battle, just to test the pen. I feel like he wants his pen to get pushed a little further because it's only so far we could push our own pen. But outside of that, because that's a different conversation, what we're dealing with right now is a very, I'm not even gonna say introspective, it's just something more towards awareness when it comes to a situation that he's speaking on, right? And I feel like this is a good setup for, this is like a good record for him to make with Ren, because this is Ren's bag, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if this is Token's bag. I haven't dived enough into his music, but good move with this one for like hollering at Ren to get him on this record, because I know he's gonna get in his bag. I'm gonna run his verse back one more time because I want to talk about it, man. That was a solid verse. I want to hear that again.
I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be.
Shout out to Brian Sanders.
You try to change
Thank
me,
you,
I
brother.
try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your
Come
love
on
look
now.
like? As much as I do wanna love you, I feel like we're speaking two different languages. Your house had a gate and mine had instigated, so that's the environment we feel savoring. You thought it was crazy how long that it took me to tell you I love you, like that was the weirdest. I only heard dad say I love you with mom in the room when he went back to singing his lyrics. So how could you blame me, cause you always choose to. You wanna know where I be at all the time, but that's not what I'm used to. Not what I'm used to. You knew where your dad was at work or he's home when he's taking the load up. I didn't know where until 1:24 the day I got that phone call. And I let the phone drop. I'm trying to be my best to be a gentleman. I'm trying to learn. I never had the chance. I still look to my manager, but he gon' teach me how to be a rapper before a good man. I grew up afraid to find a letter on mama's dresser telling us goodbye. I'm used to it all, so you don't gotta hold back and cry. But I gotta tell you why I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me.
That's an interesting juxtaposition to be in, right? I'm not right for you, but I'm right where I should be. But you still want to force a situation or try to or try to mend a situation that's probably broken, or just try to build on something that's not a typical foundation for you to start a relationship with. These are unfamiliar territories. You feel me? So
Change you, we never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
I like that. I like Token's verse, man. So Token pretty much just opens up the verse on just some emotionally, I would say, like, unpacking like the trauma, maybe miscommunication, and he kind of just inherited these emotional patterns, right, from just growing up. He kind of gives you the backstory on that. So he pretty much just lays the foundation for what love was always felt, or like, I would say, why love was foreign to him. You know what I'm saying? Why love was foreign to him. So his household was built on just survival, not emotional fluency, though. These are not things he's familiar with. So when he says bars like, your house has a gate and mine had instigated, like, that was cool wordplay, but it actually says a lot, man. That's the contrast of, like, I would say, just physical safety with emotional turbulence at the same time. And at the same time, he's still establishing the theme of two people coming from radically different upbringings, him and old girl, right? So I only heard dad say I love you when mom in the room. That's kind of heartbreaking, right? It's like, it exposes, I guess, like, just performative affection and a lack of emotional modeling. Like, he doesn't know what that is. So Token's kind of struggling to be a he's not struggling to be he's struggling to be a gentleman, revealing like somewhat of a gap between who he wants to be and who he was raised to be. And that's deep, right? So I'm not right for you, but I'm right where he said I'm not right for you, but I won't get up and leave. That carries layered weight. That's his that's his self-aware of his dysfunction, right? But yet he still clings to the idea of love, though, while at the same time being haunted by abandonment and longing for connection. Like, he's being upfront with it. So even if he doesn't fully understand it, it's a verse about emotional literacy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Learned through pain at the same time. Not presence. So that's different. So there's going to be a lack of understanding, but it's not going to be a lack of desire to yearn for whatever that is, because he sees that it exists in others. He sees that it exists around him. He's seen people connect on this level. So even though he's unfamiliar with how to do that, it doesn't mean he doesn't yearn for it. You feel me? So, I don't know. Anyways, I don't know Token on this level, so this is interesting. This steps him up on my category on what type of rapper he is. I kind of thought he was just like a YouTube rapper and just come on, who want to rap with me? And it always seems like that, right? This is a different side of him, and this is cool. This makes him more of an interesting artist for me to check out a little more, especially him being independent and stuff. Let's push him. All right, let's see what Ren got. I don't know if Ren's coming up next or he got another verse, because we're 1 minute 15 seconds in, and there's still a lot of song left. This might be a 3-verse song.
I'm not right for you, but I won't get up and leave. Cause I hate the pain that is colour my veins, that is present in solitary. What did your love look like? Does it look black and white? Is it your kryptonite? Do all your demons get louder at night and the voices get softened when we're intertwined?
Ooh, so Ren, man. So Ren, I'm reading the lyrics wrong. So Ren is the one who says I won't get up and leave. Okay, but dang. Yeah, that sounds way more like, so he's switching. That's cool. So Ren's going to have his own hook. Oh, that's dope. Because Ren, to me, is not a verse. He's not like a filler rapper. Like, he can't just pop in his 16 bars nowhere. Like, he has to have a bridge. He has to have his own, like, his intro. Like, he's got to have his own thing. It's kind of like what he did with Ven B on that song back in the day that we reacted to. Like, he had his own little piece of the hook. He always has to have that because he has to add his twist to it. But let's run it back a little bit. So Ren starts his verse with the I won't get up and leave. Okay, so interesting. Now I'm interested because I know of only one prior relationship that Ren had, so I don't know if he's going to speak on that or it's something different that maybe is going to be news to me because I don't know that much about Ren. You feel me?
But I won't get up and leave.
Look like.
Let's go.
What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
I'm not right for you, but I won't get up and leave. Cause I hate the pain that is colour my veins, that is present in solitary. What did your love look like? Does it look black and white? Is it your kryptonite? Do all your demons get louder at night and the voices get softened when we're intertwined? I've been going to therapy lately, cause the cause and effect made me hate the way that I feel when the loving gets real, cause I just wanna run and escape the pressure that paints me. Pressure of safety, pressures of promises that turn to maybes, pressure of bravely moving in the same direction. The pressure been driving me crazy. So my therapist said that these wounds that I kept were created when I was a kid. Just like that, all my thoughts raced back to a Welsh town, 96. My mother was crying, my father was screaming and shouting, denying the sin of deceiving and cheating and lying. The weeds are uprooted, the garden is dying, but still she forgives. This cycle repeats, every night I try to sleep, hearing the screams through concrete, mothering peace, a vision of love, a lesson that fused with the cells in my blood, a lesson that taught me that love ain't enough and that love can be porcelain when times get tough. Flash forward 5 years later, sitting in the passenger seat of my dad's car with my maker. My dad looked shaken, turned to face him, the words that he spoke cutthroat like razor. He said, Ren, sometimes love can be complicated, navigating a world that we co-created, and I've made mistakes, but I will love you daily. And just like that, it's just me, my mum and my sis. The stress left mum disabled for a bit. I grew up fast then, cause I gotta be a new ran. Strong for my sis and my mum at a loose end. Confused but moving through the confusion. My born new love feels fake like what does your love look like? Does it tear your inside? Does it keep you up at night? My brother. Does it make you feel like a fist in your windpipe? Suffocate the feeling of what love's meant to feel like. Navigating you, but I'm still not quite right. One night stand, make the pain stop one night. One more heart to the blade of my cold night. What does your love look like?
Bro, what, bro? I'm not surprised. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm not sitting here surprised. Like, I am not surprised at all. But, yo, it's been so long, dog. Since Slaughterhouse, bro. Since Slaughterhouse. Featuring Kit. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, bro. And he just delivered, like, 40 bars.
I'm not right for you, but I won't get up and
Run
leave.
it back!
Cause I hate the pain that has colored my veins, that is present in solitary. What did your love look like?
Let's talk about it.
Black and white. Is it your kryptonite? Do all your demons get louder at night?
And the rhyme structures is hella dope. Like, he's being super. He's doing what Ren does. Don't get it twisted, but he's delivering this verse with fluidness, bro. Everything's just so smooth. No abruptions of flows, bro. Rhyme pockets stellar.
I've been going to therapy lately, cause the cause and effect made me hate the way that I feel when the loving gets real, cause I just wanna run and escape the pressure that paints me, pressure of safety, pressures of promises that come to maybes, pressure of bravely moving in the same direction. The pressure been driving me crazy. So my therapist said that these wounds that I kept were created when I was a kid.
Facts.
And just like that, all my thoughts raced back to a Welsh town, 96. My mother was crying, my father was screaming and shouting, denying the sin of deceiving and cheating and lying. The weeds are uprooted, the garden is dying, but still she forgives. This cycle repeats, every night I try to sleep, hearing the screams through concrete, mothering peace, a vision of love, a lesson that fused with the cells in my blood, a lesson that taught me that love ain't enough and that love can be porcelain when times get tough. Flash forward 5 years later, sitting in the passenger seat of my dad's car with my maker. My dad looked shaken, turned to face him, the words that he spoke cutthroat like razor. He said, Ren, sometimes love can be complicated, navigating a world that we co-created, and I've made mistakes, but I will love you daily. And just like that, it's just me and my mum and my sis. The stress left mum disabled for a bit. I grew up fast then, cause I gotta be a new ran. Strong for my sis and my mum at a loose end. Confused but moving through.
We got some of this backstory in Money Ties. Money Ties. Was Money Ties after Slaughterhouse, actually? It was, wasn't it? I think Money Ties. No, Money Ties was before Slaughterhouse. Okay, yeah. But I learned these parts of Ren through Money Ties, with his sis and the family. And yeah, he's kind of like touching on that a little bit.
Confusion, my born new love feels fake like what does your love look like? Does it tear your inside? Does it keep you up at night? My brother. Does it make you feel like a fist in your windpipe? Suffocate the feeling of what love's meant to feel like. Navigating you, but I'm still not quite right. One night stand, make the pain stop one night. One more heart to the blade of my cold night. What does your love look like?
Woo! Bro, that was a phenomenal verse, man. I know Token heard that and was happy as hell. Token, I'm about to lay down another verse, bro. Shout out Token for recognizing another verse is necessary, my good brother. Ren's verse, that was just a masterclass, bro. Masterclass on generational trauma and psychological aftermath, bro. Like, he just brought those two worlds together like ease. I say with ease because these are just firsthand experiences. He's able to paint his life with such vivid imagery that it almost comes easy to him, but every time we see that it looks easy or it seems typical or it's consistent with what he's doing, it's because he's been doing this for so long. So at the expense of him, at the expense of his experiences and the past trauma that he has to reflect on, because even though these moments are dark, he has to see the light in him. And when he can't see the light in him, Ren is the type of person, he's going to be the light. He's going to have to be that light. Because if not, it's never going to be bright again. And lights out, and the next thing you know, you're hurting yourself. So Ren knows he's been on the edge. He's the man that walked the edge, thought about jumping, slipped, almost fell. He went from jumping to slipping, almost falling, and in that moment realizing, oh no, I can't go nowhere. I gotta be here, right? He understood the importance from hanging off that cliff. He's not the man who walked to the edge and thought about it. He's the man who was hanging off the cliff because he thought that was his destiny. And then he realized quick what the reality was. That's the beauty in what Ren's message typically is. And I'm not speaking for him, but I'm just saying, like, that's where he takes me. This is where his ideas bring me. His ideas bring me to a place of edge. You know what I'm saying? Cliff. Yeah, there's a lot of trauma there. There's a lot of trauma to unpack when it comes to Ren, but he paints a vivid image of what? That's pretty much his childhood, scarred by domestic dysfunction, the cheating, the emotional just neglect, but also just filtered through therapy and introspection. He speaks about these kind of things, right? And it's what got him the help in some. It helped him. It helped him with perspective. That's what it did. So like, I'm sure he's gracious. He's grateful of that, right? So it's just a repeating of, I would say, pressure that just really just echoes internal burden of unspoken expectations and emotional instability, things that he's never caught a ground on. He's never really got control of these things, right? But his fight is to have control. His fight is to have stability. It goes from trying to survive to trying to be stable, because even when it's dark, every time he has to reflect on these lyrics and reflect on this past, it's dark. And obviously, like I said, if he can't find the light, he'll be the light. He has to do it. He realizes this is bigger than him. This is bigger than him. You feel me? It's bigger than him. There's other people. He's other people's light. You feel me? So that is what I would think. I would assume that is what gives him the strength to even get through this type of shit. Like, dang, dog, like this is a lot of unlayering and a lot of unpacking. This ain't easy, all packed up in one verse. So his father's double life is, I guess that was a trigger that just teaches him that love can be as fragile as porcelain, right? He learns fragility that defines how he navigates intimacy today. That's where he's at with it. That's where his trauma brought him. So it's the story. The story moves from chaos, a moment of I would say just tender vulnerability, to when his father tells him sometimes love can be complicated. It's a moment that I feel like he acknowledges both as harm and humanity, and he's showing us through these lyrics, showing us that even flawed men can love. So it's the realness of Ren, though. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm really connecting at right now. It's just the realness on how Ren just doesn't try to redeem his past or paint it over. He's not trying to redeem his past or paint over it. He lets the trauma sit for all of us to view. He's exposing the impact it had on his mother and family and his little baby sister. His truth is delivered like poetry. So he's poetically delivering this trauma, but without pretense. It's honest, it's unfiltered, and born from a desire to understand more, not to blame. They both have they both have a desire, like I said in the first verse. They both have a desire to understand more. They're not rushing to blame why things are not of. They just explain why things are not the way it is for your average person. They just explain that. But yet they still want the same things of those who never struggled to understand love, who never struggled to understand unity within a family home. Those who grew up with the nuclear family and understand stabilization, like they want the same desires as those people. That's how you know love is strong, bro. But the question is, what does your love look like, right? Because my love looks like this. Your love looks like that. Yet you don't want love no more than I do. You feel me? And that's the equality of what love is. That's what love brings. That's what Christ brings, if you ask me. But It's a settlement of equality. Nobody wants love more than anybody in this world. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants love more because love is the ultimate gift. If you could understand it, you got to learn to understand it though. You got to take your time with it. Let's see what Token got in the third verse. Beautiful, phenomenal verse though from Ren. I love it. I love it. I'm not gonna have recency bias and say that's the best thing he's rapped in a while, but hey, it's the best thing he's rapped in a while.
You realize how hard that I work and you told me you feel for me. If I lost all my motivation tomorrow, would you still love me? It's easy to love when I'm up, when I'm down and you leaving. You can't even give me an answer cause you never seen it, and that's why it's hard to believe it. If you need help but I'm too far away, is it over for you? Maybe I'm just not the person for you, even though I still could be the soul for you. Maybe we are meant to be together, but our history got in the way. Your trust issues, my fear issues, too many issues at play. You yell fast, I get quiet, you wanna see more passion. I've seen what real yelling can lead to, so no, I don't have it.
Deep,
I grew up afraid to see holes in the wall in a room that was locked from inside. I promise I'm used to it all. You don't gotta ever hold back and cry, but I gotta tell you why. I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
Yo, they need a video for that. Real talk, they need to shoot a video for that. I know Ren be all over the place, you know what I'm saying? So he's not always in a position to like travel and do things like that. But man, a video for this would be amazing, man. That would be amazing. So Token comes back with another verse, man. Verse was just as good as the first one. Just as good. And now Token is what he's doing. He's the same narrative that I guess Ren was kind of speaking on. He's just pushing that further forward. This is where the emotional introspection turns into confrontation, though, right? So now he's challenges his partner with a haunting hypothetical, right? If I lost all motivation tomorrow, would you still love me, right? It's kind of like a drastic question. It's like nobody really has answers to those type of questions, but it's the ultimate question, though, for someone who feels conditionally loved. This is the things we have to harp on, right? So the line, it's easy to love when I'm up. So this really just reflects on the transactional nature between many relationships, actually, you know what I'm saying? Especially when success masks the vulnerability. It's kind of what men do. They get a little success, they get some money. Now they're able to mask their vulnerability with, I'm not going to say they're riches, but with what they got when they're living good. You know what I'm saying? They're able to act like life is all good. I'm a man, you know. Swallow that red pill. You swallow one too many of those. Dial back, brother. Dial back. Vulnerability is not your enemy. It's not. It's not your enemy. But conditional love reflects on something that's transactional. I give this, and I'll get this in return. It's a bit of a selfish way to love someone, if I'm being quite honest. And these are the things he's experiencing, though. So he's being honest with said partner, right? So it seems like his self-doubt is really just clashing with her desire for passion. They're on two different accords. They're not on the same page. That's the problem. So, but his trauma, he says, holes in the wall, fear of yelling. Like he's seen some things growing up. He's talking. He should be. I think he's talking about his parents and stuff like that. So that has muted that part of him. You feel me? So he's emotionally numb when it comes to things like that. He's not even emotionally numb, actually. This is not even him being emotional. This isn't Token being emotionally numb. He's just emotionally defensive. You feel me? That's what's so profound about all of this. The truth is, I promise I'm used to it all. You don't gotta hold back or cry. So he's normalizing pain, not to dismiss it, but just to show some solidarity in brokenness, right? Sometimes that's what we want. Sometimes that's the healing. That's the beginning of the healing process, the solidarity and understanding I'm not fixed. You feel me? But also that it's okay. So there's realness there. Realness here that I would say love for him, it's not about comfort. but it's about survival almost. He's not withdrawing, he's explaining, you know what I mean? And that's what makes it so powerful. Token, man, I like this. If we have more of this side of Token, then I'm down for it. I'm down for it. I would like to hear more. I would like to hear more. I mean, this song, listen, at the end of the day, this song is less about a romantic love and more about the barriers to love that trauma builds. You got to knock down those barriers, man. It's a conversation between two souls who, I guess, carry their childhoods into adulthood as men. As they grow as men, they bring everything they experience to the next person. It's a dangerous game to play when you don't have an understanding of what love is, you know. And they're trying, you know, they're imperfectly trying to connect, you know. They have the desire despite speaking different emotional languages. Dope, man. Shout out to Token. Shout out to Ren, of course. Ren bodied that. Token, fire. Appreciate that, guys. Shout out to Sick Boy Renegade who requested that song yesterday. Happy to do it. Happy to do it, man.
I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? 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 As much as I do wanna love you, I feel like we're speaking two different languages. Your house had a gate and mine had instigating, so that's the environment we feel safer in. You thought it was crazy how long that it took me to tell you I love you, like that was the weirdest. I only heard dad say I love you with mom in the room when he went back to singing his lyrics. So how could you blame me, cause you always choose to. You always choose to. You wanna know where I be at all the time, but that's not what I'm used to. Not what I'm used to. You knew where your dad was at work or he's home when he's taking the load up. I didn't know where until 1:24 the day I got that phone call. And I let the phone drop. I'm trying to be my best.
I like how the video was like kind of like somewhat blurry, kind of giving you that like that reminiscent feel, like looking back, thinking back. You know what I'm saying? Because right here it's not blurry, but then whenever he's showing an image of the past, it's kind of blurry. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I think Eminem did that on the Cleaning Out My Closet when he's like reverting back to when he was young, and when his mom was like, he tried to give her like the Mother's Day card, and she like, I think she ripped it or just threw it at him. But I think there was like a blurry effect there. I could be wrong, but I like that he did that for the video.
Dad say I love you with mom in the room when he went back to singing his lyrics. So how could you blame me, cause you always choose to. You always choose to. You wanna know where I be at all the time, but that's not what I'm used to. Not what I'm used to. You knew where your dad was at work or he's home when he's taking the load up. I didn't know where until 1:24 the day I got that phone call. And I let the phone drop. I'm trying to be my best to be a gentleman. I'm trying to learn, I never had the chance. I still look to my manager, but he gon' teach me how to be a rapper before a good man. I grew up afraid to find a letter on mama's dresser telling us goodbye. I'm used to it all, so you don't gotta hold back and cry. But I gotta tell you why. I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
I like the side of Token, man. A little more like, I mean, he's not being too melodic, but I do like the fact that he's showing a different side to him. And it's cool for me because I'm super new to Token. So the only Token I knew is like, yo, dissing everybody, trying to get somebody to battle him. Nobody wants to smoke with him. You know what I'm saying? That real like YouTube rapper presence. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. I mean that in like he be grinding on YouTube. Like he's been grinding for a long time. And it's kind of weird, right? Because he's been grinding for so long. I've always heard about Token, right? Never really gave him a fair shot. But even without even listening to his music, I always felt like he was underappreciated, or he felt underappreciated, right? And it kind of feels like he's finally getting his recognition, which is kind of nuts, right? Because he's been grinding for so many years, right? He has to been grinding for like more than 7 years, right? Almost 10 years probably he's been rapping, right? He looked young, but he's probably you know, early 30s, so he's probably, or late 20s, so he's probably, you know, he's been rapping since like his early 20s. I mean, look at Ren. Ren looks young as hell. Oh, Ren got red hair right now? What's going on right now with Ren's hair? Ren can do whatever you want, but it's kind of cool, man. I appreciate the fact that they came together, and I know he understands that Ren is a good look, you know, to have on a record. But at the same time, Ren is a good dude, you know what I'm saying? So Ren's not just gonna bring his talent to the record, because look what kind of record they made together. They made like a thought-provoking record, you know, talking about personal things, personal relationships. Like Ren doing that is saying, I'm down with this dude on a personal level, you feel me? Because he's a good dude. So it's not just about the music, it's about what Ren's bringing, the feel he's bringing to the song, and what he's saying about Token just by being on this record, right? I like Token, man. I really do. I like him way more than I thought I did. I thought he was just like a YouTube rapper who just be trying to start beef. But like, nah, he's competitive about the sport. He loves the sport. He grew up really loving the culture, and this is a cool side to see of him.
You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
I'm not right for you, but I won't get up and leave. Cause I hate the pain that has colored my veins, that is present in solitary. What does your love look like? Does it look black and white? Is it your kryptonite? Do all your demons get louder at night? And the voices get softened when we're intertwined. I've been going to therapy lately, cause the cause and effect made me hate the way that I feel when the loving gets real. Cause I just wanna run and escape the pressure that paints me. Pressure of safety, pressures of promises that turn to maybes. Pressure of bravely moving in the same direction. The pressure been driving me crazy. My therapist said that these wounds that I kept were created when I was a kid. And just like that, all my thoughts raced back to a Welsh town, 96. My mother was crying, my father was screaming.
Yeah, see how personal they getting with each other? I mean, I feel like when you do a record with somebody, right? You do a record with another artist. Let's say let's say this song was only about rap and just being skillful and just displaying your talent. That doesn't prove or show that these two artists are synced on a personal level or they got real respect for each other. It just means like, yo, he's nice. He asked me for a feature. He paid up, and I pulled up and spit a verse. That's not what's happening here. What's happening here is these two dudes are sitting on the top of a stair somewhere in somebody's house. Like, what kind of scene is that? They're both sitting Indian style, hands on knees. Like, you know what that means? That means they really talking. Like, they was really building with each other. Like, obviously it's for the video, but I'm just saying, like, to even pick a scene like that, my man's on the guitar leaning against the wall, singing, and my other man's is over here talking about the struggles of what he witnessed with his parents and mother leaving him, like all this crazy stuff, right? And witnessing his father going off, you know what I'm saying? And talking about the personal levels of when it comes to that, how that affects his behavior and his own personal relationships, right? That domino effect, like that we can't avoid, right? We become our parents at some point until we not, and we break out of it. Yeah, I just think that the scene of them sitting down, it says a lot. It says a lot about their relationship, actually. And it says a lot about the respect they have for each other. And they're not just rapping about a song of, like, just to rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Ren is fresh off the fire in the booth, and this is where he goes. What does your love look like? What does your love look like? Like, that's where his mind's at. Like, that's gangster, man. I like that. I like that a lot. I like knowing that two artists really actually rock with each other, you know what I'm saying? And they both seem like solid dudes. And listen, the independent grind is up right now, and we got to push these dudes. And you know what? They're helping us out too, man. They're letting us get full monetization. They doing us a favor. They're mega, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, let's get rocking.
And shouting, denying the sin of deceiving and cheating and lying. The weeds are uprooted, the garden is dying, but still she forgives. This cycle repeats, every night I try to sleep, hearing the screams through concrete, mothering peace, a vision of love, a lesson that fused with the cells in my blood, a lesson that taught me that love ain't enough and that love can be porcelain when times get tough. Flash forward 5 years later, sitting in the passenger seat of my dad's car with my maker. My dad looked shaken, turned to face him, the words that he spoke cut throat like razor. He said, Ren, sometimes love can be complicated, navigating a world that we co-created, and I've made mistakes, but I will love you daily. And just like that, it's just me, my mum and my sis. The stress left mum disabled for a bit.
You know what's crazy? He hinted at some of this stuff in the what's that song? What's the song he did? Hey, chat, what's that song he did about money recently? I think he just did it like either the top of this year or the end of last year. Not Money Game, obviously, but something about money. I forget what it's called. But it was a hard record, and he talked about his personal life, talked about his baby sister, you know what I'm saying? He focused mainly on his sister, but he did talk about his parents and the how he appreciated life and, you know, growing up. They didn't have much, but they had each other, and they were rich with love. They were rich. They were enriched with the bonding of family. Like, so it's kind of interesting because now he's taking a different turn and he's showing us a little more. He's bringing us closer into that window that he kind of monetized. Thank you, Kid McFree. Like, he's bringing us closer into that window of, you know, what he showed us on Money Ties. He just went a little further here, and I like that. I like that just because every time we go further with the personal content, the more I feel more, like I'm saying, the more I feel connected to the artist and the music. It just becomes different. It becomes something of listening to music compared to having an experience. That's what it turns into, especially people like Ren and Token. Like, they turn listening to music into experiences that help you remember exactly when you were when you first had these thoughts or first heard that song or whatever. Like, you got to create an experience for the listener in order for them to have like that real connection. It's not just about like, oh, bars. Oh, beat is fire. Oh, cadence. It ain't all about the skill and what the craft is. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's about the experience behind the personal bars. Like that's what it really be about. For me, anyways, I put that first, and then I like to look at the skill.
I grew up fast then, cause I gotta be. And just like that, it's just me, my mum and my sis. The stress left mum disabled for a bit. I grew up fast then, cause I gotta be a new and strong for my sister, my mum at a loose. Confused but moving through the confusion. When all new love feels fake like what does your love look like? Does it tear your inside? Does it keep you up at night? My brother. Does it make you feel like a fist in your windpipe? Suffocate the feeling of what love's meant to feel like. Navigating you, but I'm still not quite right. One night stand, make the pain stop one night. One more heart to the blade of my cold night. What does your love look like?
Oh, Token got another verse, right? Yeah. Let's go. Look at this dude's face. It's funny because like he has this face expression on a lot of his videos, whether it's on his thumbnail or whether it's like just an expression that he has quite often in his videos. And it's not just his face. Like that's an expression that he's showing right there. Right here, this cover right here. He did it on another couple songs, and what I'm noticing is that this is like the look of somebody who's been on the independent ground for so long that it ages you. And I'm not even saying he looks older; he just looks stressed. You know what I'm saying? He looks tired, and he looks personally drained. Why? Because he's doing everything the major artist is doing, right? Working. Most of it is on his shoulders, but don't forget, these people are still going through the daily struggles that major artists go through, right? As far as like personal life. And then don't forget, in conjunction with what the average person, you and I, go through, they still deal with these things. They don't escape anything. When you get a little money, you get a little fame, all you've done is added more problems to your life. You feel me? More problems and more tools, but not more solutions. Because sometimes we don't know how to use the tools to solve these problems. So even though we get the money, and not we, but even though they get the money and they get the fame, they got more eyes on them, which means there's more people in your business. I mean, there's more people to be jealous of you or more people to love you. It really depends how it can balance out. But at the same time, you're adding more problems to your life. That's all you're doing. You're also adding more tools to fix those problems. But the problem is, because these are like first thing for us, these are first experiences when it comes to these, fame and whatever, paparazzi, or just people just talking about you daily, you know what I'm saying, negative about you. We don't really know how to utilize those tools. Well, they don't know how to utilize those tools to come to a solution on how to deal with these things. You know what I'm saying? They just don't know because, they haven't been there before. They've been on the bottom. They come from where we're from. You know what I'm saying? They're going up right now. You feel me? They didn't start at the top, came down, came back up. No, they started at the bottom just like us. And, it's not easy to deal with these things. It's really not. So that's why there's sympathy to be had for even celebrities or whatever, like if you want to consider these guys celebrities, like rappers or whatever. People like to act like these people aren't normal people. It's like, oh, I don't have sympathy for them. They got money. It's like, wow, that's a hell of a shallow thing to say, man. Because I got problems right now that I know money can't change. You know what I mean? So, and can you imagine being one of these guys who have more problems? Obviously, they have the money can buy the tools to fix the solution for sure. But if you don't know how to do it, what's it good? What's it good? It's not good for anything. But anyways, I just wanted to point out this look that he's doing right here because it's a common look he shows, and I think it's just that independent grind look. It's that look of like, man, I've been grinding for a long time, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I've been grinding for a long time. And then just to couple that with the song, What Does Your Love Look Like? This is what his love looked like. You know what I'm saying? This is what his love looked like. That's the same face he made when he was staring at his father from behind that little wall, whatever, when he was arguing with the mom and stuff, right? His mom up and left, he found the letter. This is the same. He's consistent with the look because he's consistent with the lyrics and the experience. He hasn't slacked a bit, you feel me? So, man, it's fire though. It's fire though. Let's keep it rocking. Shout out to all the donuts coming in. Appreciate y'all. We're gonna be rocking for like another hour, so we're just gonna be. I'm not gonna be communicating too much with the live. We're just gonna be knocking out these reactions.
You realize how hard that I work and you told me you feel for me. If I lost all my motivation tomorrow, would you still love me? It's easy to love when I'm up, when I'm down and you leaving. You can't even give me an answer cause you never seen it, and that's why it's hard to believe it. If you need help but I'm too far away, is it over for you? Maybe I'm just not the person for you, even though I still could be the soul for you.
Look.
Maybe we are meant to.
I can't move away from it because, man, shout out to Token, bro. Congratulations to Token, man. Congratulations to Token, man. The thing is, I see the stress on him. You know what I'm saying? I see the stress and I see the hunger for more. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he's finally getting that look. And no matter how long this look lasts, he's reached it, he's experienced it, he's tasted it, and now he knows what it's like to taste it. So even when he's down again or things get cold, he knows what he needs to do to get back up there, right? And God forbid he never does, at least he reached it, right? He reached that, he hit 1 million subs, I think. That's cool, man. These cool things to be proud of. It really is. It really is. But yeah, I just want to talk about the look again.
Ways it over for you. Maybe I'm just not the person for you, even though I still could be the
With that, it's intentional. It's intentional.
For you. Right. Maybe we are meant to be together, but our history got in the way. Your trust issues, my fear issues, too many issues at play. You yell fast, I get quiet. You wanna see more passion. I've seen what real yelling can lead to. So no.
Shackled by your past, because of all the trauma you experienced growing up watching your parents, and he's literally talking to his girl though, and it's like he can't help but revert back to his past trauma, which was growing up watching his dysfunctional parents, right? Probably a failing marriage, right? And like he don't know how to deal. He's got the money, he's got the tools. He doesn't know how to actually solve. He don't know how to use the tools to solve this, and that's what his whole struggle is actually. Both of them, but Token's getting so more descriptive. He has 2 verses, but you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't know how to actually fix them. But one thing he has done throughout this whole song has shown accountability and acknowledgement. He's acknowledging the issues, and then he's taking accountability for the fact that what he dealt. And that's not an excuse to say, hey, man, I went through this, blah, blah, or my parents, this and that. It's a real thing. It's not an excuse. It's what made you. You know what I'm saying? But you got to come out on the other side of this better. You got to come on the other side of this with a choice. Because at the end of the day, yes, we can be a product of our environment for only so long. Until at some point, you got to make your own choice. And you got to stop blaming your parents. You got to stop blaming even your environment. At some point, you got to make decisions based on what's best for you and whatever the future may hold. And if someone else is involved, a partner, a girlfriend, a fiance, a wife, if someone else is involved, you really got to focus on these decisions you're making, because every decision you make changes the trajectory of the person you're with. It's insane, bro. They could be so locked in into their goal. Your wife, your fiance, your husband, your boyfriend, they could be so locked in into what they need to do. They're on point. They're making all the right decisions. Meanwhile, you're making decisions, wrong decisions, that are holding them back. No matter how good they do, no matter how strong they are, as long as they're under that spell of love and they love you, they're going to change their mind from time to time. They're going to make bad decisions because they chose you. And once they choose you, they're choosing you and all your trauma. They're choosing you and all your bad decisions. They're choosing you and all your baggage, right? So just have consideration for a partner. If you're with a partner and you know they're just better than you at life, right? Because you're struggling and they're killing life. Like, they're on it, right? And you're lucky to have them in your life. Be considerate for the fact that they're making better decisions than you and they're still deciding to stick around. Be considerate of it. Just simply being considerate will help you make better decisions and stop making excuses.
No, I don't have it. I grew up afraid to see holes in the wall in a room that was locked from inside. I promise I'm used to it all. You don't gotta ever hold back and cry, but I gotta tell you why I'm not right for you, but I'm just where I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
I'm Not Supposed to Be Here. That's the name of the album. Fire, dog. Fire, man. That's that like I spoke on another record of his, that's the survivor's remorse. That's where the title even came from. He has survivor's remorse for surviving the environment he came from, for those who helped him get to a certain plateau, right? So for those who helped him, understand maybe the culture better, just growing up around black folk, whatever the case may be, right? But he made better decisions as he got older, as he moved into the game, as he played with life, he made better choices. And sometimes we look back and we feel guilty for making better choices, for being smarter, if we're just going to call it for what it is, right? And not being able to go back and help. Not because you can't afford it financially, but because you can't afford it emotionally or mentally, or you can't afford it because your wife can't afford it. Your family can't afford you going back over there trying to fix things that when you got problems right here. Fix these problems first. Make sure you're on 10 toes squared before you go out trying to pick somebody else up, because you're no good out there in the battlefield. If you handicapped, like You gotta fix what you got going on. But fire though, man. Shout out to Token. Shout out to Ren, of course. Ren blessing him with that beautiful feature. I'm glad Token did 2 verses so that, because Ren is a megastar, bro. Ren's a megastar, and it's easy to get outshined by who Ren is, right? Because Ren doesn't just bring talent, he brings persona, bro. And he brings life, and he brings experiences, and he takes the light. And he capitalized it, and he's not shy about it. When he pulls up for a song, he's going to do his absolute best. And guess what? It might be better than your best. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that, and I'm not saying he did better than Token, I'm just saying, so the fact that Token put 2 verses on here, I think he gave us the first impression, which was dope. And he also left us with the last impression, which is also dope. And credit to Token, success to him. I hope he keeps growing, man. I hope he sees bigger heights than this. I hope this is only the beginning for him. And shout out to Ren. I know he's got a bunch of music coming up, and he's gonna have music for another year or so in his videos. And listen, we're gonna be back on that Ren train soon. We're gonna be back on that Ren train. But for now, man, we gotta show love to all the other independent artists, man. So, anyways, we out.